Hello, everyone. My name is George Madu, and I'm here today with a great friend of mine, Robert Butwin. And this month's issue of the Network Marketing Magazine is Learning from the Wisdom of the Ages. And the reason why I've asked Robert to spend a couple of minutes with us is because the industry has been inundated with all sorts of leaders and quote unquote teachers and coaches that really push hype. And I asked Robert to just come on today and talk about that and really get a little bit of background about Robert. He is one of the most successful networkers and trainers that I know and I've known for years. And the nice thing about Robert is that whether or not he's training or he's involved himself in the industry, which he's a huge leader, he teaches the wisdom of the ages. So welcome, Robert. I'm happy to have you here.
Super. And I'm really grateful to be here because, again, I'm all about focusing on what we can do to help more people accelerate the success that they're really looking for in this business. And you're talking about the wisdom of the ages. And as you're starting to do that introduction, one of the things that, it reminded me of a long time ago. A lady came up to me and she asked me about this business. And she said, "Is this business easy?" And I didn't hesitate because one of the things I've learned over a period of time is to always be honest with people. So what I said to her, no, it's not easy, but what I can tell you is it's worth it. It is worth it when you become successful. But unfortunately, for a variety of different reasons, maybe because a lot of people are hyped, and once they realize that, what it really takes to be successful is that it takes some work. That's why it's called network marketing. It's a combination of work and marketing and understanding people and improving your skills. So again, it's not easy. To me, it's not about hyping somebody because they're going to find out the truth one way or the other. And so why do you want to not deal with the truth up front? So that's always been my style. What I've learned from back when I started 35 and a half years ago and I just retired. Yes, I've actually worked this business for 35 and a half years. And yes, I've made a lot of money. And yes, I've seen a lot of changes. It was like when I started in this business, there wasn't a $1 billion company. Today, there's over $25 billion companies. So again, you don't need to hype somebody. What you want to do is you want to obviously always exhibit professionalism in what you do. And you want to be truthful with people. So, a lot of the people in your cover this month, George, are people that I learned from. And, I took the insight and information that I learned from them. Jim Rohn was one of my favorite, but there's a lot of them. Big Al, I love Big Al's, 5 words because, really, you're asking a question before you go into your presentation. And that's one of the mistakes that a lot of people actually make is they try to do a presentation before they've done the exploration. And so Big Al's comment was, would you like to know? 5 simple words. Would you like to know? How to decrease your taxes, how to make more money. Again, it's a lot of the skills going back to the old, way back in the time, we learned the acronym FORM, family, occupation, recreation, and message. Ultimately, when you segue into a message, but people are looking for real solid information of how they can create the kind of lifestyle, the kind of dreams that our profession has to offer people. And they're looking for people that can, show them a right way and that fits who they are and what their style is about.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you were to give 2 groups some suggestions from you, the first group is what I see, and I'm sure you see all the time, and that is a brand new person coming in. They might have been introduced to this thing called network marketing, and they're probably amongst the 70% of the people out there that wish they could have their own business, but they're really locked into the job that they have. What suggestions would you tell a brand new person as far as the building blocks and the pathway to go down and to start down this journey of becoming involved in network marketing?
Well, first of all, what I tell them is it's always great to have a plan B. It's always great to have some kind of alternative way to create their dream, whatever their dream is. I would let them know that this profession over the past 35 years since I've seen it has made some significant changes. Still the fundamentals are the fundamentals, but with technology and being able to plug in information such as what you have to offer, that can shorten your learning curve, that can accelerate your success. I mean, I would affirm the fact that, I'm glad you finally found it. I'm glad you're taking the time to really understand it. And, you're on the right track. And here's some couple things, to me, it's how you make every communication, no matter who it's with, impactful. So they're going to gain some insight and it will take them further down the path.
Right, right. We here at the Network Marketing Magazine have started a program last year called the 27% Success System. What that is a system that, first of all, the 27%er comes from the fact that 3% make big money. We found that 70%, it was heartbreaking for me, 70% thought they bought themselves a network marketing lottery ticket. And 27% were hungry. They were starved to find out what they had to do to become successful in this business. And so we've really concentrated on creating our system in a way that you've just mentioned. It's a pathway. It's a sequential pathway of learning the truths, learning from the wisdom of the ages of these people that are on our cover this month, of Darce Wood, who's been in network marketing how many years? 40?
Long time. And one of the key things I've learned from Doris, and I've learned many things, people think about the fact that they're going to fail. To me, there is no fail. She talked about experience, and I loved her definition of experience. Experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. So the point is, when we have different experiences, because you don't ever want to think of failing.
Right.
So when we have different experiences, does that validate our lack of accomplishment, or do we use that as a stepping stone to ensure that we accomplish the things that we want? Another person on your cover, which I love, is Jim Rohn, because he was so instrumental in my growth. But Herbalife, many people don't realize Herbalife paid him $1 million a year more, not to speak in front of any other network marketing company. $1 million a year more. Not just $1 million, because his message was so impactful in so many different ways. And now you can get a lot of that information if you go to YouTube for free. But beyond that, going beyond that, one of the key things when people would respond to the button that he would tell the people, or suggest the people to respond with is, are you serious? Meaning, do you seriously want to find the information about lose weight now, or whatever the button that they had is? But take that to what we do in our business. We're looking to find people that are serious about making positive changes in their life.
Right.
And the key in this business. Where do you find them? Most of the people, all they're going to want to do is use good products. They don't want to do a business, and that's great. That's the majority of the people in everybody's network marketing business, really. You're looking to find those few people that are serious, that are willing to do the sequential things necessary to create the results that they're looking for.
Right. Awesome. So the second group I want you to address is that group that you and I have seen for years, and that is the networker who has absolutely got the bug. They love network marketing, whether or not it's the personal development or whatever, or the hope of success. But unfortunately, some of these in this group have not tasted the kind of success that they're looking for? What would you do to address that group?
Well, the first thing I do is affirm the fact that they're on the right path. You know, there's what I call two different types of mentors: direct mentor and indirect mentor. When I started off with a lot of indirect mentors. You know, I started coming across Wayne Dyer, the no limit person. When I came to the realization the limits that existed, I was responsible for. So, again, there's indirect and direct mentors. So, your program is an indirect. I mean, people spend a little bit of money and get tremendous value, but they're not necessarily having that direct where they can pick up the phone, send a text directly to that person, and they've got that correspondence. So I would look at, first of all, acknowledge that they're on the right pathway, and make sure that they've got the right mentorship. Are they plugged into people that have really done it? There's a lot of people that claim that they've done it or might have done it once, but really haven't done it for a long period of time.
Right.
So make sure you know who's giving you the direction and what they're really about.
Right. Well, and that's the reason why when we went out to put together this success system, I was just telling a person the other day, when you do a Google search on network marketing trainers, there comes up an unbelievable amount of articles. Do you know how many articles show up?
No idea.
All right. So I got people saying thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. It's 84.2 million that the last time I checked, that came up. What does that show us, Robert? That shows us that there's a lot of confusion out there. And so what we ended up really addressing was, how do we take this success ratio of 3% making big money, right? Which to me always said that 97% were not succeeding, right?
Yep.
And what do we do about that? Well, that's when we ended up doing the analysis and found out that 75% were better off becoming a greeter at Walmart than thinking that they bought themselves a network marketing lottery ticket. And it really honed in on us concentrating on the 27% that were really interested and willing to do the work. And what we did was we put together this sequential year-long 15-minute a day pathway where we brought in, out of the hundreds of people that have over the last 15 years written or contributed to our magazine, like Jim Rohn and Zig and Dennis Waitley and Robert Butwin. All right. What we did was we put together the sequential pathway that little bits and pieces walking down that pathway, they then started to build the skill sets necessary. And what you've done in your groups that I've seen is you've taught people those sequential steps, those pathways, that pathway that has the stepping stones that they need to really learn and understand. Do you have your grandson to visit?
I've got my grandson, and he's sort of like pulling me, saying, "Grandpa, I'm thirsty. I need you to take me and get me something to drink." Is that what you're saying? That's the beauty. Like, that's why I shifted. It's like I was out beating the bushes through my success. And I missed my family growing up. Thank goodness I had a great wife that was there and made sure everything else worked out. But I wasn't as home as much. And now I've sort of changed that. So you're right. Again, it's how you digitize, how you guide people to the information, and how you're available, and how you're able to tell people, the honest truth.
Yeah.
And that's really what it gets down to, the truth, because either way, they're going to find it one way or the other.
Yeah. So this is a great place for us to break and allow you to play with your grandson and give him a drink. And what's his name?
His name is Jackson.
Hey,
Can you say hi,
Jackson,
Jackson?
how you doing? It's nice
Yeah.
to meet you. Well, Robert, thank you so much for being on this recording, and I really look forward to working with you as closely and even closer as this year breaks. And I'm honored to have you as a friend and a colleague.
Super. Sounds good, George. Great to be able to contribute.
All right, thank you so much. Bye, Jackson.
Goodbye. We're done. Now you want to go get something to drink? Let's go get something to drink.